the main shot?
Oh, this one, I can see it. See it in the reflection. It's the main shot right here.
I trust you, Daryl. Kate, can you do me a favor and just close that door? Thank you. We're good. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I know you're watching out there on the internet. Like, love, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, for sure you got to subscribe. It's really, really important for us. And then on Facebook, give us some likes, loves, and share that to your main page. That'd be great. You ready?
Yeah, I'm up to something over here.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at lots. I'm up to something. You know what? Everything starts with somebody says something, like Brian was in my office and said something like, maybe that's a good idea. Let me go poke around a little bit. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Very curious.
They're out there.
Very curious.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I thought we already started the show.
No, we didn't start yet.
Oh, okay.
Have we started? Whenever you're ready. All right, here we go. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert and Jason from the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour.
Talking about real estate.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about real estate today.
Let's talk about...
a lot of stuff going on at Tesla, but we'll talk about real estate.
Well, the new Corvette Stingray
the new E-Ray is out, yeah.
It's officially now the fastest Corvette, and it is hybrid. And there are some boomers with their white New Balance. I can't believe this. There's batteries in my Corvette. So anyway, it's pretty cool. So I went ahead and signed up and said, put me on the list. So let's put me on the list.
Okay.
Let's see what I'll call my guy down in I'll call my Corvette guy, see what he says. But anyways, so 24, that one will come out as a 24 model.
Gotcha. I am all happy to have my Model Y and just use that for the next 10 years.
Okay.
Until we get our Cybertruck.
Yeah, our Cybertruck, which could be 10 years from now.
Well, our first one is number 50,000, right? We're in the 50,000.
I think it's less than that. Let me, I can pull it up. I think we're in the 30s. I think we're in the 30s.
1 and then 130 or something like that.
Yeah, we're going to be in the first, we're going to get three of these things in the first year, if not the first 6 months.
No, I'm exciting for that. Hey, anyway, we're going to talk tonight about deal flow. Deals keep coming, and they're hot and heavy. We're being very discerning and just throwing a couple fish back that just don't measure up to the standard that we have. We know other people would take them, so one or two I think we were kind of offering out to other folks, and of course we always have the mastermind that are looking for deals. They have to come next week. Next Monday night we'll be here with the mastermind only, talking about deals. Single families, 2, 3, and 4 units, small apartments, and self-storage. That self-storage unit's alive again. Got a little energy in there. So we're super excited how this stuff comes to us. And so let's just talk about...
I'm negotiating that 34 unit right now. I just can't stop.
There's three ways we're getting this stuff, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing what everyone... The first way is right off the MLS with what everyone else can do.
That's right.
No, we've got no secret software. Well, we kind of have your software, but there's no secret program we bought. There's no guerrilla offer making or any of that nonsense. We just go on the MLS. We know our criteria. We start looking around, and usually we're finding, I don't know, I'd say about 20 a week to do due diligence on.
Yeah,
maybe 25 a week we start doing our due diligence on.
Yeah.
And you probably looked at maybe 300 to get to that 25.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking every day, and I'm just getting email box. So I had to let 2 go. So I lost my EMD, and The reason I lost my EMD is it was very accelerated close. Like I had the money rate, like we were ready to close.
You did, yeah.
We walked him, and I'm like, the rehab was off on one, and the ARVs were off on both of them. And I said, it's not going to be worth it.
Right.
Now, here's what I also know. I'm the only buyer for these things. So
that is true.
Seller's going to come back and go, hey, so that 64K offer, is that still available on each one of these? So it'll just be a matter of time. We'll wait them out. But then yesterday, as I signed the termination agreement and sent them some money, literally 2 more deals just bounced into my email box.
Yep.
We made offers on both. I think we're going to get both accepted. We'll see. 2 more great deals.
Yep.
So they're out there. You just got to look. Now, if you're looking for free real estate, that's not out there.
Right.
Jason, I got to buy it 65% minus repairs. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, I want owner finance to carry all the money. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Oh, my gosh. I was on a podcast this morning. We were making fun of the owner finance people really hard. So evidently there's this owner finance guru here in town that tells you to call every single listing and ask if they accept owner financing. And he's like, dude, I get blown up all day. And he said, what's funny is, he goes, I can tell when this guy's in town because my phone blows up for a week.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's it.
Yeah, nobody does anything. Yeah.
Then nobody wants owner finance.
Because nobody wants to give you owner financing, so they immediately quit within that first 10 days.
But what they don't understand, this guy works the west side of town. He's like, no, we're not taking owner financing on this perfectly beautiful house in Katy for 500 G's. Like that's not going to happen, dude.
Right. There are plenty of places here in Texas that is a very valid offer.
Yeah, absolutely. In commercial real estate, super common.
Yeah, single family too. You just got to know who you're talking to.
That's right.
Right. So we're online. We're opening up HAR or Zillow or Redfin or any of those MLS listing sorting sites, and we go through and do it. And every time I go on, I use Zillow. I'm not a fan of HAR. I'm just more familiar with Zillow. So I'll rip through Zillow, and I will send off, 10 addresses to our agents to follow up on tomorrow. Hey, this is what I needed at.
Yeah.
And come back, and it's like, well, you want it at 115, they could do 120. I'm like, sign it up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. It's like, do you want to go look at it? I was like, no, just get the inspector out there, and if there's a problem on the inspection, then I'll go look at it.
Yeah, with these 2 houses, the inspection report was really kind, which is very unusual.
Way too kind on those, yeah.
Way too kind. Very unusual. Usually you get the inspection report. You've got a brand new $1 million house. The inspection report comes back with, if you step foot on this property, it will kill everyone inside and implode the entire neighborhood. That's usually what the inspection report looks like. So it was certainly that's the case. But like I said, you're gonna eat a couple of these things. If you're expecting to win all the time and make tons of money in real estate without ever losing, that's a really immature attitude to have as an investor. Life doesn't work that way.
Right.
So if you're thinking you're not going to lose a couple $1,000 here or there, you are woefully missing the point. The thing I brought up in the podcast this morning was, if you look at the homes valued $350,000 and below, that market is appreciating 20% a year.
Sure.
$5,000 a month is the appreciation, and that's not going to stop. So if you're worried about losing a few $1,000, but not looking at the big picture for every single family house you buy, it makes you 5 G's a month. You are missing the point.
Yep.
If you don't understand that math, by the way, I was teaching this math to an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old yesterday. They got the math real quick. And I told them, I said, the funny part is, girls, most investors can't do this math. Yeah. They were like, really? It's not that hard. I'm like, exactly. I don't get it either, but whatever.
So if you're looking for deals, just go online. They're right there.
They're right here.
You don't got to scrub anything. You don't have to do any sort of secret software programs. And, I got this hack that pulls out all the deals for me. It's like, nah.
I'll take it a step further, Rob. By the time you get your first 65% minus repair deals, I will have bought 15 houses in the same neighborhood. While you were goofing around with all that, I already put 15 in my portfolio.
Well, let me put it this way. I'll do you one better. By the time you find your first 65% deal, I'll have done 10, and number 9 will have been at 65%.
That's totally true.
Yep, because I'm just constantly working, and now I have a reputation that I close, and people, well, I got this one. I'm like, well, that's too high for me. What's the best? And it's like, wow, you should, I think this is a good number. And then, boom, I get 65%.
I had a guy send me one this morning. I saw what it was listed at, and he's like, hey, ARV's 250, 260, you want it at 160, needs a full rehab. I'm like, well, let me take a look at it. I haven't run the numbers on it if he's watching the show. I haven't run the numbers on it because I'm working on this apartment complex. We had a big meeting about a syndication upstairs. So it's like, when I get to it, I'll get to it. And so he's like, this is what the seller take. Let me know. And it's like, oh, okay. So I think people greatly discount being a known brand and being experienced.
Hey, we're going to talk more about that on the way back. Hang tight, guys. We'll be back right after this message.
You ready?
Oh. Yeah, you can bring us back right in. He's good. You have to try and trick him, though.
I know, that's what I'm trying to do, but I can hardly see him. Welcome back. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. So I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts on the way in today, and I've actually been enjoying like the 30, 45-minute commute because you get a little like decompress. You can think about some things.
Sure, just keep telling yourself that.
That's what it's not that bad. I used to make it all the time. Like I used to.
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, Brian's so funny. He's like, if you move down there, we're never going to see you. I'm like, dude, I've seen you once since Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
You live 5 minutes from here. Like, where have you been, man?
He's making hospital corners. That's what he's doing.
Putting furniture together.
Hospital corners on the bed.
There you go. So in any case, one of my favorite podcasts today, you guys have heard this, youth is wasted on the young.
Yes.
So he said youth is wasted on the young, but experience is wasted on the old.
Of course.
And I thought that is perfect. He said, how many times have you had a conversation, doing a consult, meeting with somebody, hey, don't do this or do it like this. And they go, nah, I'm going to go do it this way. And you go, all right, best of luck, buddy. You're going to learn this lesson on your own. And some of you absolutely only learn that way, which I used to get really frustrated at. And now I'm like, no, I'm going to go let you screw it up. I told you not to do it that way. I'm going to let you screw it up.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I've taken most people that are like, that were close kind of in my inner circle that are friends that do that and just gotten rid of them. Because I'm like, because then they come to you and they're complaining about something. They went, I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
You work with that person, you're going to end up in a lawsuit. Guess what? Hey, what a surprise. Right. This person is crooked. Don't do business with them. Oh, man, they're great. And it's like, until they aren't.
Right,
so,
until they're not.
Yeah, stove is hot and you just put your face right on the burner. That's excellent way to live your life.
Yeah, so we had our small apartments meeting last night. That was a lot of good. It was a lot of big turn. It's January, so like,
yeah, everybody's coming
all
out.
the New Year's resolutions and a lot more agents, right? Because clearly not enough deals getting closed.
No,
right? Who want to get in it? So they're all interested. It was good, and I gave them their $10 worth. But one of the things we said, Zach was there from our mastermind.
Yeah,
he's got 6 stores now, and I said, and someone asked me the question. They said, Robert, I sat down with a financial advisor, and he said, don't invest in real estate. I said, well, that's right, because he won't make his 2 or 4% fees on it, for sure.
He's not a real financial advisor.
And
I don't know a financial advisor on the planet that doesn't say, you got to put some money in real estate.
Right.
It's like, come on.
So one thing I said was, well, that's good, but you should ask an accountant if you should invest in real estate.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Ask
the
an
whole room
accountant.
got real quiet, and she said, well, how do you make money in real estate? I was like, well, I'll tell you there's 2 ways.
You got to almost stop. You're so good at some of this because I would just stop and look around the room like this is a joke, right? Like someone's Daryl's back there with the camera, like let's see if we can get him say something crazy, and I'd be like, what are you talking about?
So I said, listen, there's 2 ways. There's passive and active. Mm-hmm. Just understand that. Now, I'm active, and my portfolio over a 5-year period will make somewhere around 200% annualized. I was like, you're not going to make that passive.
Yeah, there's no way.
Passive, you're maybe 8, 10, 12, maybe 14, 15 on a really good deal.
Now, don't get me wrong. The apartment guru would tell you, oh, yeah, we did these deals, and they made an infinite rate of return. They did 5 years ago.
Yes.
Tell me about those deals
not
now. That's not happening.
I said, but hey, man, you'd be really happy with 8 to 10%. You should be very happy with 8 to 10% in a very passive way because at the end of the day, the place burns down to the ground still has value.
That's right.
Right? Versus other companies, which we've seen gone to 0 on the stock market, right?
Yeah, GE.
Funds just go out of business. We've seen that, right?
Can whistle on past 0.
Yep. So I was like, okay, well, so that's how you do it. I was like, now, let me show you how I do it actively. And I mapped the whole thing out on the board. And I said, this is how we do it. And the whole room's like looking at me. I'm like, what? And there's one guy nodding his head. I was like, there's only one person who's heard this before? The answer was yes.
No.
I was like, this is how you make it. I was like, okay, so in year 3, when I do the final refi, between year 3 and 5, what's my return? And everyone's like looking at it. I was like, it's called infinite.
Yeah.
I was like, so if I just pan that out over 5 to 7 years, you see I get triple-digit returns. And, oh, by the way, I don't pay taxes because I have enough depreciation. And I was like, this is why we're here.
I was teaching real estate math, and I said, 11-year-old, right?
Yep.
Middle school. I said, the house is worth $100,000, and it appreciates 10% a year for 5 years. What's it worth? $150.
No. Yeah,
it's compound. It's about 160, 159, 154, something like that. It's $160,000. She's like, okay. Subtract that from 60 grand. What do you get? Right? About 90,000 bucks, 99 or 100, 90, 100,000 bucks, something like that. I said, so what happens if I use somebody else's $60,000? What's my return? She's like, wait a minute. You don't have any of your own money in this thing? I'm like, uh-huh. And she said, so you just made $100,000 or $90,000 with none of your own money.
Right.
I said, what's the rate of return? She's like, I said, divide 90,000 by 0. She goes, it's 0. Like, what if you divide it by 1? She goes, it's 90,000. Okay. Okay, but that's not a percent. How do you get a percent? She goes, you got to multiply it by 100. Uh-huh. So what's that? 9 million percent. Right. Like that's infinite. It's infinite, right? Yeah. But you can't divide by 0. No, divide by 1, right? So she was like, that's what you do? I'm like, that's what I do for work.
Yeah. So
and I said, I will tell you right now, very few investors can do this math. She goes, the math isn't hard. I know, but they just mentally, I don't know what the deal is. They can't get past it.
Yeah, they're stuck on cash flow.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said,
and in order to take that second or to borrow everyone's money, you're giving up everything, right?
Yeah.
You might have to put money in reserves, right? Or the hot water heater goes out or something like that. So you might be in for just repairs or make readies over the first 3 years. But ultimately, it's sub 12 grand, sub 15,000 on a $300,000 house.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, here's the and then we did the math on renting it. She's like, wait a minute, you make money every month when you rent it out.
Yes.
You don't have any of your money in it, and you make $90,000 when you sell it. I was like,
someone else pays for your debt.
And she goes, oh, wow. Yep. That's what we do all day long.
I'm just shuffling papers.
That's it. Just moving paper
wiring money and moving it over to make sure that this guy gets paid with this guy's money.
That's it.
Yep, and I can buy it with someone else's. Hey, guys, we're going to talk all about that this weekend. So this is Thursday night. And I can tell you there's less than 5 seats left. You definitely want to get online right now. Go to mrtxrei.com. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas. REI is in realestateinvestor.com. Get online right now. It's $97. It's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and there's less than 5 seats available. We only bring in 30 people. We're not packing it with 100, 150, or 200 people. 30 people is the max. And we've hit our max several times now. This will be one of the months where we will not have any seats left come Friday afternoon. So get online, mrtxrei.com. Go to our Complete Real Estate Investing. It's a 3-day class. And we show you, hey, over 5 to 7 years, you can get about $2 million worth of equity in these houses, pay 0 taxes based on your depreciation, and have a nice little portfolio that's doing the things that it's supposed to do. Now, I'll also say this. Jason, so we're going over those numbers. I turned to Zach last night, and I say, all right, Zach, so it's easy? Like, you don't have to do any work? He's like, no. I was like, right, it's a nightmare, right? It's crazy. He's like, yes. I was like, you got to go through that first year or two until it gets everything settled and you have your systems in place. The first 2 years are bonkers. Totally freaked out. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but, you showed me how to make $400,000 in equity. I'm like, you're welcome.
Oh, so you're buying margaritas next time we're hanging out, dude. Right? You made a mistake in telling me that. My money is no good around you.
So it's just like, hey, and then the woman who did ask the question came to me later, and she said, well, my husband's invested, and he made $500,000 in the last year by doing the things that you told him to do. So I'm just going to follow the money.
That's probably a good idea.
It's right there. I'm like, yeah, it's probably a smart idea. So we're working with her to get some stuff going. But again, You want to learn this stuff. You want to see it in a little more detail. You want to pencil it out so you get a better understanding of it. Come to our 3-day complete real estate investing class. It's mrtxrei.com. There's about 5 seats left. You definitely want to get in. There will be no seats left Friday afternoon before the event. You cannot buy your way in.
This isn't like a sales thing. We have room for 25.
We have room for 30, and we're
30.
at 25. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're at 25 to 30.
Yep. All right, guys, hang tight. We'll be back. Excuse me. Yeah, 25. Same thing, guys. You're online. If you're watching us, you want to come to 3-day. It's mrtxrei.com. Very few seats left. Make sure you come on out. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Hour. Thanks for joining us tonight. As always, we appreciate you. Remember, starting in February, we'll be on at 8 p.m. We'll be on 8 p.m. So that should be a little better for our target audience.
You guys got to be in bed early. I know.
Me. I can never listen to the show. I was in bed at 8:14 last night.
Dinner was at Luby's at 5.
Yep.
Got to get to bed. Got to watch our show.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the second way that you're going to be able to find deals. It's called networking. Now, almost everyone we meet does it wrong, and I'm not going to give you a lesson here in networking, but I'm going to tell you there is a way to do this that people will bring you deals. Right? That is it. We're out there. We're doing our own thing. We meet a lot of people. We let them know that we buy. And I'll say probably at least one deal a day off market. And I'm not talking about the wholesaler blast. Like, we're on all those email threads too. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one person a day will call us from a brokerage or from an agent saying, hey, I got a deal nobody else wants to buy. Heard you guys on the radio. Came to one of your events. Know someone was in your mastermind. You guys interested? And we're like, send us the numbers. Just show us the deal. Yeah, we'll look at it. We do a quick analyzation. And we're like, yeah, we'll get that. Or we'll go back and say, hey, I need that for $40,000 cheaper. There's a reason why no one's buying it. It's $40,000 overpriced.
They go, well, I don't want to do that. And you're like, well, I mean, okay. But
what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean,
you want me to lose $40,000 so you can make a commission? That's not how it works, right?
Yeah, I'm not really going to do that. So.
Yeah, that's not a possibility. So, but we network a lot. I mean, a lot. And we always tell new investors, Jason, like, you got to go out there immediately on your Facebook, on your Instagram, whatever you're on, and even on LinkedIn, real estate investor. Just announce to the world that you're a real estate investor.
Yeah.
And at least to your family.
Yeah, let the fam know.
Right, because here's the... If you suck at networking, this is going to happen to you. You'll hear this. Oh, Jason, oh my God, you know what? You do that real estate thing, right?
Yes, that real estate thing.
Oh my God, my neighbor just sold her house to some stranger with a postcard, right?
Oh, it's crazy.
50 cents on, I should have called you.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, right. Well, you got to basically remind people in your network what you do. It is inevitable if you're in this world for more than a few years that you're going to get that oh, Robert, you do the... Dang, I forgot. You're doing real estate. Oh, my God. My mother-in-law just sold her small apartment. It's like, yep, yeah, great, right? So you've got to announce to the world that you are a real estate investor. Don't be embarrassed by it, and go out there, and your network will start growing. That's a big one. Oh, well, yeah. Once a month now, so that was last night, but it's really tonight because we recorded the day before. The super investor meeting.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we paid.
Super. Oh, we did. We're all good.
We're good. We had
my gosh, we got the credit card authorization in front of the person.
They stole one from our playbook, by the way.
Did they?
They bill in advance.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that's fine.
That's me, by the way.
That's fine.
I've revolutionized real estate events here.
Yeah, 6 months in advance instead of having to collect every month.
Right, which is a nightmare.
It's a couple $100, guys. Come on. So, no, I think I think it's a way to do it. They go. Oh, what time does that thing start? 6. I guess our folks are headed over there here in a little bit, but yeah. So on the deal flow side, it really is. You would be amazed how many deals would come to you if everyone knows what you do. Just random people are like, "Hey, I got this. Do you mind looking at that?" And you're like, "Okay, well, I'll go take a look. Let me see what it looks like." So the reality is like that's what. You've got to let folks know that you're in the business. And you actually have to do some business. I think that's the other thing is, well, I haven't done one yet because I'm looking for this really perfect home run deal. And it's like, yeah, you're just wasting everybody's time here. So investors get in, they invest their time and money and buy stuff and get a great return. But if you're waiting for this home run deal, Jason, I got $10,000 and I'm trying to find a deal that fits this $10,000, like you will probably never find a deal. And the deal that does work for that is not going to be a great deal. Folks, most real estate investors screw this thing up this way. They spend all this time driving all over town instead of saying, hey, what am I trying to accomplish? What do I want my portfolio to look like? And where am I going to do that? So they get this hodgepodge of, I own stuff in Friendswood, Kingwood, Pearland, Sugarland,
Detroit. The guy came through town and sold me on Detroit.
So I got some stuff in Detroit, and they're sitting there beating their chest at some RIA Club event, bragging about how awesome an investor they are. And I'm like, your portfolio is a disaster. It's this quilt made out of like old ripped up jeans. It looks awful. Like, don't put that on your bed. That's terrible. So then you really, and I got some notes because, the market got really tough. So I do some notes, I do some wholesaling, and I flip Jason, I have 20 years experience in real estate. And I'm like, you should be so rich. I don't know your name, but because you lack discipline and focus,
no focus,
you've got this random portfolio of just garbage all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I don't get it. And
without an exit plan, there's no
exit plan. Yep. Selling garbage to, just whatever, dude. So I don't sit there and try and lecture folks on it anymore. I'm just, okay, great. When someone says, I got 10, 15, 20 years of real estate, and I'm like, where's the building with your name on it?
Right. That's the guy who comes to the meeting and is like, hey, I'm thinking about selling one of my rental properties.
Okay, sell it.
Yes. All right. Put it on the MLS. Go. What are you doing?
What are you talking to me for? You want to sell it to me?
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Just sell it. I'm thinking about selling a car. Well, go sell it. What?
Yeah, again, no focus, right?
Yeah, just complete lack of discipline, and I own this random stuff.
Or even worse, the guy who comes to the meeting and says, "Yeah, I used to have like 20, and then I sold them in like 2016. Mm-hmm. I thought I won because Harvey came, and I'm like, yeah, what? How much would they be worth now?
Yes,
double, easy."
I will have this guy on our show at some point. He said he would do it, but he wants to do it completely anonymously. Mm-hmm. And he lost 125 single family in the last crash.
Yeah.
He burned through about 600 G's in cash. Because here's the part they don't tell you when a real estate crash happens. People lose their jobs.
Right.
So you hear this common thing, and it's not true. Jason, when a real estate crash happens, people lose their homes and they move into rentals. That's not true. Driving up rental prices. No, that's all economically driven, meaning it's always been cheaper to own in Texas for the most part. So the whole idea that you're going to now move into a rental property to save money doesn't work. So when the economy crashes, so do rents. Now, they don't fall a whole bunch.
Right.
But the way the crash actually looks like for rents is they take way longer to rent. So you have this massive churn, this massive vacancy and turnover. And that's what happened with him. So he had burned through about $600,000 in reserves. He said, Jason, if I had another $250,000 to $500,000 in cash, I would have made it. And I said, have you ever? And he just looked at me. He goes, I have. They're worth about 3 times what they were then. And he bought them right before the crash. He goes, my net worth would probably be $25 million.
Yeah.
And I was like, just from those properties, I was like, geez, dude, like that's easily $200,000 on each one of these things. Yeah. So that's the world we live in. Now, you get all the fear mongering, and I talked about this in the podcast this morning. You get all the fear mongering, real estate crash, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And I'm like, you just ride it out.
Yep.
the worst thing and the worst happens, you just ride it out.
Hey, guys, hang tight. We're going to come back. In the meantime, if you haven't already signed up for the 3-day, make sure you get online right now. Go to mrtxrei.com. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas. REI is in Real Estate Investor. Sign up for our 3 days, a whopping $97. And you come on out Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, this week. It's super important that you do this. This is a big one. We like to say that this is real estate education for adults, taught by adults. So we'll hopefully, we'll see you here this weekend. There's only about 5 seats left. So, all right, hang tight. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Oh, sorry. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. All right, so the last way that we find deals, we talked about 3. 1, we go on MLS just like you. 2, we build a network. And 3, we market. Yep. We spend marketing money. We are looking to acquire properties, and we spend our marketing money. Now, we do it a little bit differently than the yellow letter world, but we're still out there doing marketing, trying to drive sellers to our phone numbers and our email addresses. Mm-hmm. Right? So, which, by the way, if you are listening to the show and you have a house that you're looking to get rid of, it's, beat the heck, it's outdated, just don't want to deal with it, there's no buyers, it's been on the market for a while, you can just go ahead and text us at 281-401-9006, 281-401-9006. Again, if you have a house you're looking to sell, let us know. We'll definitely want to take a look at it and see what we can do with you guys. So there you go. I just marketed it.
That's great.
That's how we do it.
And if you got any deals, email me.
Yeah. Jason at mrtxre.com.
That's it.
Send the deals over.
Send them over. We'll take a look at them.
Do not send to Robert. I don't have time to do this.
He's not going to look at your deals. Yep. He's not going to care. He's just going to delete them. Or not. I'm not even going to open it. So
that is true. I have 1,006 emails that I have not opened.
Yeah.
I have labels now. So all the important stuff I pull out.
Ah, okay.
All my little code letters I use, tell people to use, I can pull them all out, answer them on top of that. The rest is,
I'm about to start a new email address for the PBC. So we got to...
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because that's a sort of paid in, if you will. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, one of the first type of events that Jason and I did was the Portfolio Builders Club. Mm-hmm. And we did it at Seasons 52, right?
Yep.
Over at the brewery?
No, at River Oaks. We did it at Seasons 52.
No, we did it when we did another one at the brewery in that back room.
Oh, yeah, in the Investors Pub at St. Arnold's, which was awesome.
So we have, from time to time, 20 deals a month. Mm-hmm. And sometimes our mastermind aren't buying them.
Yeah.
So they get first crack at them. And so then we buy them. Mm-hmm. And we can't buy all of them. So we have some leftovers. And once a month now we're going to meet here in the building, do a little case study night, have a little cocktails and some hors d'oeuvres, and we're going to show the properties that we have for sale that people can buy. Mm-hmm. We just deployed $2.5 million worth of properties in the last 45 days.
Yeah, probably.
It's about right. We do have some small apartments we're still working on. Like I said, we have some self-storage. So we'll just come in and we'll just say, hey, here are the deals we have. Let me know if whatever you're interested in. Now, here's the thing. It's not open to the public.
No.
You have to join the club.
Yep.
What is it? How much is it?
$6,000 a year.
Are we doing a $1,000 discount for the first 25 or whatever?
We'll probably do that. Well, I hadn't looked at it, but I don't see why we can't.
But we're only doing 50 members, right?
For this year, yes.
For this year. This year, only 50 members. So you'll be getting the deals at the mastermind, and Jason and I, have passed on. And I know that sounds like, you're getting scraps, but there's still deals.
No, there's just only so many we can take on. I think that's the part that most people miss. It's like only so many deals we can do. So these are, and a lot of times I get stuff in multiples.
Yeah.
So I got 3 or 4, and I'm like, Rob will take that one. I'll take these 2, and then we got a couple extras.
We have 2 left right now.
I send them to the mastermind first. You guys want them? No, cool. Then we'll send them out to the Portfolio Builders Club.
Yeah. One of the things we do in the mastermind, as soon as we come in, you say, hey, I've got $100,000 to be active with. Like, we'll get you in a house like 45 days.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So then, okay, we've met all our requirements for there. We still have our turn system where we're doing that. So Let's get into more detail. There is a transaction fee, but not a wholesale fee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little transaction fee.
Yeah, so we're not going to add on $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. That's not what we're doing. We're looking, and you have to be qualified. If you're brand new, we're probably not going to bring you in.
Yeah, you've already got to be pre-qual. I need to have your pre-qualification letter or a snapshot of your checking account. This is a business do-it meeting.
Yes.
This is not a, let's see what you're doing and let's kind of have a little looky-loo. No, we're there to sell real estate.
Yeah.
You're there to buy it. It's that simple.
No outside vendors.
There's no outside vendors.
We'll have sponsors. You can come and pay to be a sponsor, but we're not.
There's
I'm not
no
going to join
dopey
because
wholesalers.
I'm a wholesale. We know who we don't want.
Yeah,
right?
there's no dopey wholesalers that show up with terrible deals that you get crushed on, 3 months later. So that's the deal.
Yep.
There's not going to be a bunch of flips. It's mostly going to be buy and holds.
Yeah, we'll be buying holds. There will be one or two flips, but because you got a flip right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Short-term rentals and buy and holds. That's really what it's going to be.
That's it. $5,000. Well, Jason says 6. See, this is why you can't ever have me negotiate anything.
Yeah, he's already negotiating the price down.
I just gave it away 18% right there.
Yeah, right off the top.
It's $6,000 a year.
I'll do $5,000 for the first 25.
5 for the first 25. Yep. So if you're interested, just put Builders Club to 281-401-9008.
That's it.
That's Builders Club to 281-401-9008.
You still have that on your phone, right?
It's a long time. I have it on my main computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, send us a text and we'll have.
Yeah, but if you're a landlord, if you're building a portfolio, a lot of guys come to our mastermind stuff and like, hey, I've got 20, 30 doors. There's not a lot I'm going to get here, but they would like to get access to our deals.
Yeah, and I'm like, absolutely. You buy one deal from us, you're going to make it back.
Yeah, for sure.
Just in appreciation alone in the first month, right? Yep. So, and usually we buy properties with about 10% equity.
Yep.
Sometimes 15 or 20. But you're going to walk in, you're going to get the first deal, it'll knock your socks off. You do 2 or 3 a year, and it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
absolute
for sure.
No-brainer.
Yep. So that's coming up, and that's another way you can find deals.
Yep.
And join the Portfolio Builders Club.
That's right.
The first 25 people will be $5,000. Again, there's no crazy wholesale fees. There's a transaction fee. It's insanely reasonable. You understand what we're doing. And we'd love to see you here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you're interested, text Builders Club to 281-401-9008. 281-401-9008.
Text. Do not call.
Don't call. Rob ain't picking up.
I'm never picking up. Just text, and then we'll get you the right person, and we can sign you up. So it starts in February.
Yeah, start in February. Yep. It'd be a ton of fun. Like I said, we're going to run 10 to 20 deals a month through here. It's going to be a small group. This is the other thing. Like, we are not looking for people to waste our time with. Like, you've got to be pre-qualified. We've got hard money lenders that you can work with. We'll be happy to do the construction. We got a great construction company here. We'll be glad to do help you guys out with construction. If you want to use your own crews, that's fine. Go for
please.
it. But our goal is just more deal flow. The more deals that we close, either on the agent side or as buyers, the more deals we see. It's just that simple.
Right.
So this helps us continue to grow our brokerage and some other things. And like I said, we're going to bring on at least 50 folks here this first year. So,
and there isn't a little interview process. If you're telling me, I'm looking for deals that are 65 cents on the dollar, it's like,
no, that's
go away.
No, there'll be those deals that pop up. Here's how a 65% deal works. You buy it, you renovate it, and then when you go for the refi, there's 3 or 4 more properties that sold for a lot more,
right?
And then it appraises much higher. Now, don't tell me, Jason, that's not going to happen in this marketplace. I'm telling you, it happens every day, all the time. Mm-hmm. So even though the marketplace's sales have slowed down, prices are still going up. So it's very likely when you refinance this thing 6 months from now, it could be 10, 15% higher. That's very common, especially below $300,000. So that's how you turn a great deal into an absolute smoking deal.
Sure. Again, if you want, text Builders Club to 281-401-9008. And don't forget, we have our big 3-day event coming up this weekend. Go to mrtxrei.com. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas. REI is a real estate investor.com. Come on out. It's in the whopping $97. You're going to get all the market data we have. We'll explain what markets we're looking at, what type of houses in what type of markets we're looking at, how to go about doing this, and then basically how to work on getting, a 10-house portfolio in 5 years free and clear. That's kind of what we teach from Friday night all the way through Sunday. That's MRTXREI.com. Hey, thanks for listening. A short message when we come back, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.